It always starts with a picture-perfect post. A Disney princess glowing in a silk maternity gown, her rapper-turned-YouTuber boyfriend cradling her baby bump beneath Malibu sunsets. But scroll forward 18 months, and that polished feed has melted into police filings, rage texts, and a judge debating whether baby Halo, yes, named like the angelic ring, should board a flight to Italy or stay locked in Los Angeles family court. How did a storybook romance corrode into restraining orders on both sides? Tonight we peel back every screenshot, every sworn allegation, and the courtroom curveball that dropped on June 5th. Stay till the final seconds, because the twist could decide whether Halo grows up on movie sets or visitation centers. Buckle up, because once the tide turns, even mermaids can drown. Back in 2022, Halle Bailey had just landed the role of a lifetime, Disney's live-action Ariel, while Daryl DDG Granberry was living his own dream, YouTube millions, a Billboard Hot 100 plaque, and a fan base that worshipped his Prince Charming but street persona. Their crossover felt inevitable, two Gen Z hustlers rewriting Hollywood on their own terms. Behind closed doors, though, friends say brand shoots and studio sessions left them crossing time zones instead of dinner tables. Halo's birth on December 26, 2023 briefly glued the cracks, but whispers of jealousy, her blockbuster schedule versus his streaming grind, never quieted. And jealousy, left unchecked, spreads like seawater in a hull. But the first public leak wouldn't be about cheating or money. It would be about teeth and a steering wheel. March 2025. Los Angeles County filings hit TMZ at dawn. In a 47-page declaration, Halle accuses DDG of slamming her head into the Tesla steering wheel, chipping a tooth, and cursing her out while baby Halo sobbed in the back seat. She calls him volatile, says he once ripped her phone away during an argument so violently she feared for her life. Judge Latrice Birdsong doesn't hesitate. Temporary restraining order granted. Effective radius 100 yards. Supervised visitation only. Halle also grabs temporary legal and physical custody. DDG must communicate through a court-monitored app. For fans, the Disney princess narrative shatters like stained glass. Yet behind courtroom doors, DDG is loading up his own receipts. And his counter-move will accuse Halle of something darker than broken glass. Dark enough to make a judge question a mother's passport stamp. June 4th, 2025, 4:48 p.m. DDG's lawyers file an emergency TRO against Halle, painting her as a spiraling, sleep-deprived mother threatening to off herself and wave his Glock like a prop. He claims she plans to whisk Halo to Italy for 2 months of film shooting, cutting him out entirely. Kidnapping by passport, he calls it. Further, he asks for sole custody, arguing Halle's mental health endangers the child's emotional and physical safety. Courtroom spectators gasp. The same weapon Halle said he slammed her with now appears in DDG's narrative as her weapon of choice. And Italy, supposed to be the Little Mermaid's glam European comeback, suddenly reads like an attempted escape. But emergency filings require proof. DDG's smoking gun, screenshots of raw late-night texts. What those texts reveal next would send number Team Halle and number Team DDG into digital trench warfare. For days, court clerks redact phone numbers while reporters scramble for the juiciest lines. The messages read like a horror movie script. I'm going to off myself tonight. Our son won't be here for it. You can let her raise him. Halle, 2:17 a.m., April 2024. Put the gun down. That Glock's got no safety. DDG, Mother's Day. 2024, another thread, Halle accusing him of sleeping with Lala in Mexico. She begs him to answer the phone. He replies, "I have $40,000 in bills every month. I have to work." To supporters, Halle's texts scream postpartum depression. She'd spoken openly about the fog months earlier on Snapchat. Detractors, they're proof she's unstable. DDG's camp circles phrases like, "I hate you forever," in neon yellow highlighter. Mental illness or manipulative theater. The court and the internet split right down the middle. Then someone else's name explodes into the docket, dragging sun-soaked beaches and tequila shots into the legal mud. Rewind to March 2024. DDG, Lala Baptiste, and half a dozen YouTuber pals jet to Cabo San Lucas for a birthday bash. Photos show umbrellas, mezcal, and a game of beach volleyball. But somewhere between the resort lobby and the group yacht, Hal sees enough proof, or maybe simply enough Instagram stories, to believe her boyfriend and Lala crossed a line. Her furious texts become Exhibit C in the custody file. You put your inside her in Mexico. Social media lights up with hashtag Lalagate. On June 5th, 2025, Lala finally breaks her silence on Twitch. "Nothing sexual has ever happened between me and Daryl. It was a group trip, period." She avoids legal landmines, but the damage is done. Sponsors drop, comment sections roast, and paparazzi stake out her Atlanta condo. Cheating rumor or not, the fallout hands Halle's lawyers fresh ammunition. He values parties over parenting. DDG's side fires back. She weaponizes gossip to cover real mental health red flags. With accusations flying both ways, only the judge could play referee, and her whistle blew just 24 hours later. In a packed downtown LA courtroom, Judge Birdsong reviews exhibits thicker than a phone book. DDG's emergency order. Denied. Halle can take Halo to Italy, provided she supplies a day-by-day filming itinerary and a local pediatrician's contact. DDG's request for sole custody. Punt to June 24 hearing, but the judge doesn't let Halle leave scot-free. The existing stay-away order against DDG lapses, replaced by a mutual no harassment clause. Translation: both parents must keep 100 yards apart unless exchanging Halo via a professional supervisor for 6 hours every Saturday. No clear winner, just delayed overtime, and the scoreboard of public opinion changing by the minute. Outside the courthouse, hashtags start trending, and brand managers start sweating. DDG's pending collab with a sneaker company pauses indefinitely. His Twitch subs tumble by 9% overnight. Meanwhile, Halle steps on the NAACP Image Awards red carpet in February 2025 to raves. Yet every interview digresses to mental health questions she hasn't authorized. Fans fracture. Free Halle. She carried Disney on her back. Of course, the pressure cracked her spirit. Pray for Halo. Both parents are reckless. Protect the baby. Men get abused too. If roles were reversed, would the media call DDG unstable or traumatized? Mental health advocates beg Twitter to stop weaponizing postpartum depression. Gossip sites gleefully ignore the plea. With court round 2 looming, the big question isn't who's right. It's who has the stamina to keep bleeding in public. Here's what insiders say could unfold. Psychological evaluations. Both stars may face court-ordered psych assessments, standard when threats of self-harm meet alleged domestic violence. Financial disclosures. DDG's claim of $40,000 monthly expenses could boomerang into child support negotiations. Media gag order. Attorneys hint a mutual gag could quiet the noise, but that means fewer clicks, fewer dollars. Italy wildcard. If Halo thrives abroad, healthy checkups, stable routine, Halle's custody claim strengthens. Any misstep abroad hands DDG fresh ammo. And one factor money can't solve: public fatigue. Even the most dramatic saga loses clicks when fans feel manipulated. The next hearing could bury one career, or both. So where does that leave The Little Mermaid and the YouTube prince? Treading water in a sea of affidavits, stan wars, and legal jargon. One judge, one baby, two warring narratives, and a globe of spectators who can't decide whose comment to like next. What we do know is this: the court will weigh screenshots against sworn testimony on June 24th, 2025. Until then, Halo's lullabies will echo across Italian hillsides while his parents rehearse closing arguments 6,000 miles apart. Because in the age of live-streamed heartbreak, a restraining order is just the opening act. And custody court is where the real climax begins. Stick around, because when the gavel finally drops, somebody's happily ever after ends for good.